Donald Trump. Love him or hate him, he's impossible to ignore. The man is like a news cycle hurricane, leaving a trail of chaos and controversy wherever he goes. Even after his 2020 election defeat, Trump's grip on American politics, and let's be honest, the world stage, remains strong. His supporters adore him. They see him as a straight-talking outsider, a businessman who isn't afraid to shake things up. His detractors, well, they see him as a threat to democracy itself. No matter your stance, one thing is clear. Trump is a force to be reckoned with. He has a knack for grabbing headlines and igniting passions. Whether he's tweeting up a storm or holding massive rallies, Trump knows how to command attention. And that, my friends, is why he remains a central figure in global politics. Could Trump be making a comeback in 2024? The question is on everyone's mind as the political landscape begins to take shape for the next presidential election. The possibility is certainly keeping political analysts up at night. They are dissecting every move, every statement, and every hint that might suggest Trump's intentions. On the one hand, Trump has some serious strengths. His charisma and ability to connect with a large segment of the American population cannot be underestimated. He has a fiercely loyal base of supporters who are ready to mobilize at a moment's notice. These supporters are not just passive fans, they are active participants in his political movement. They love his America First message and his willingness to challenge the status quo. This message resonates deeply with those who feel left behind by traditional politics. Plus, let's not forget his name recognition. Everybody knows Trump. His brand is as strong as ever, and his ability to dominate media coverage is unparalleled. But on the other hand, Trump also faces some major challenges. His tenure in office was marked by controversy and division. His divisive rhetoric and chaotic governing style alienated a significant portion of the electorate. Many voters are still wary of the turmoil that characterized his presidency. He's also facing potential legal troubles that could derail any campaign. Ongoing investigations and lawsuits could pose significant obstacles. And then there's the issue of his age. By 2024, Trump will be 78 years old. This raises questions about his physical and mental stamina. By 2024, Trump will be 78 years old. Will he have the stamina for another grueling campaign? The demands of a presidential run are immense, and age could be a factor. Will he have the stamina for another grueling campaign? His energy levels and health will be scrutinized closely by both supporters and critics. Only time will tell if Trump decides to throw his hat back into the ring. The political world is watching and waiting for his next move. One thing is for sure, it would be a wild ride. The potential for a Trump 2024 campaign adds an element of unpredictability to an already volatile political climate. Whether you love him or hate him, Trump's influence on American politics is undeniable. As we inch closer to the next election, all eyes will be on him, waiting to see if he will once again shake up the political landscape. Trump's America First foreign policy was, to put it mildly, unconventional. He shook up the world order, withdrawing from international agreements and clashing with allies. Some applauded his boldness, while others feared he was isolating the United States. If Trump were to return to the White House, we could expect a continuation of this America First approach. He's made it clear that he believes the US has been taken advantage of on the global stage. He's likely to double down on his protectionist trade policies and his skepticism of international organizations. Of course, the world has changed since Trump left office. The rise of China, the war in Ukraine, and the ongoing pandemic have created new challenges and opportunities. How Trump would navigate these complex issues is anyone's guess. One thing is for sure, a second Trump presidency would send shockwaves through the world. Buckle up, folks. Section 4. The economy under Trump, round 2. The economy is always a major issue in any presidential election, and 2024 would be no different. Voters are deeply concerned about their financial well-being, job security, and the overall health of the nation's economy. The stakes are high, and the candidate's economic policies will be under intense scrutiny. Trump would likely point to his pre-pandemic economic record, touting low unemployment and a booming stock market. He would emphasize the growth and prosperity that marked the early years of his presidency, arguing that his policies laid the foundation for a strong economy. But he'd also face some tough questions. Reporters and critics would challenge him on the sustainability of his economic strategies and the long-term impacts of his policies. The economy is facing headwinds, including inflation and supply chain disruptions. These issues have led to higher prices for everyday goods and services, affecting the average American's cost of living. How would Trump address these challenges? Would he propose new measures to combat inflation and stabilize supply chains? Or would he rely on his previous approaches? Would he stick with his tax cuts and deregulation agenda? These policies were central to his first term, aimed at stimulating business growth and investment. Or would he pivot to a more interventionist approach? This could involve more direct government action to manage economic issues and support struggling industries. Then there's the issue of inequality. The economic divide between different segments of society has been a growing concern. The gap between the rich and the poor widened under Trump. Critics argue that his policies disproportionately benefited the wealthy, leaving many Americans behind. Would he address this issue in a second term? Proposals to reduce inequality could include changes to tax policy, increased social spending, or initiatives to boost wages for lower-income workers. Or would he continue to focus on policies that benefit the wealthy? This approach could further entrench economic disparities, sparking debate and controversy. The economy is a complex beast, and there are no easy answers. Economists and policymakers often disagree on the best course of action, and the outcomes of different policies can be unpredictable. But one thing is for sure, Trump's economic policies would have a profound impact on the lives of everyday Americans. From the prices they pay at the grocery store to the stability of their jobs, the economic direction of the country will shape their daily experiences and future prospects. Small business owners in particular would be watching closely. They are often seen as the backbone of the economy, and their success or failure can be a barometer of broader economic health. Young professionals and students entering the workforce would also be affected. Their opportunities and career prospects could be significantly influenced by the economic policies implemented in the coming years. Additionally, retirees and those nearing retirement would be concerned about the stability of their savings and the affordability of healthcare. Economic policies that impact Social Security, pensions, and medical costs are critical to their well-being. Ultimately, the economy touches every aspect of American life. From the wealthiest individuals to the most vulnerable communities, the decisions made by the next administration will resonate across the nation. As the country heads into the 2024 election, the economic debate will be front and center. Voters will be looking for answers and solutions that promise a better future for all. Section 5, Trump's indelible mark on American politics. Love him or hate him, there's no denying that Donald Trump has left an indelible mark on American politics. He's shaken up the Republican Party, energized a new generation of conservative activists, and exposed deep divisions in American society. Trump's brand of populism, with its focus on nationalism, immigration restriction, and cultural grievances, has resonated with a significant segment of the population. He's tapped into a deep well of anger and frustration, channeling it into a powerful political movement. The Republican Party, once a bastion of free trade and limited government, has been transformed under Trump's influence. It's now a party more focused on cultural issues, immigration, and protectionist trade policies. Whether this transformation is permanent or temporary remains to be seen. One thing is for sure, Trump's impact on American politics will be felt for years to come. Section 6, the Trump effect, lingering influence, and the road ahead. Even if Trump doesn't run in 2024, his influence on American politics is likely to endure. His presidency was marked by a series of unprecedented moves and controversial decisions that have left an indelible mark on the political landscape. He's changed the rules of the game, emboldened a new generation of conservative politicians, and left a lasting mark on the Republican Party. This new wave of politicians, inspired by Trump's rhetoric and policies, are now stepping into the limelight, eager to carry forward his legacy. The GOP is now grappling with the question of whether to embrace Trumpism or move away from it. This internal struggle is evident in the party's debates and strategies as they try to balance the demands of their base with the need to appeal to a broader electorate. Some Republicans see Trump's brand of populism as the key to winning elections, believing that his direct approach and focus on issues like immigration and trade resonate with many voters, while others worry that it's alienating moderate voters. These moderates, who may be turned off by Trump's divisive rhetoric, are crucial for winning swing states and securing a majority. Meanwhile, Democrats are trying to figure out how to counter Trumpism. They are analyzing the factors that led to Trump's rise and considering how to address the concerns of his supporters without compromising their own principles. Do they try to win back working-class voters who were drawn to Trump's message? These voters, often feeling left behind by globalization and economic changes, found a champion in Trump who spoke to their frustrations? Or do they double down on their base and try to mobilize young people and minorities? These groups are increasingly influential in elections, and their support could be pivotal in future contests. The future of American politics is uncertain, with both parties facing significant challenges and opportunities. The decisions they make in the coming years will shape the direction of the country for decades. But one thing is clear: the Trump effect will continue to shape the debate for years to come. His impact on political discourse, party dynamics, and voter behavior is profound, ensuring that his presence will be felt long after he has left the political stage.